Live. Are we live, Anna?
I think so. Well, hopefully, we'll see. Um, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We are bringing on this new format over your lunch. So if you're taking a walk or if you're eating by your desk, no excuses. You can tune in and watch us during your lunch hour every Thursday with Chew on This. Why chew on this, Anna? What does that mean?
You tell me. You tell me what it means. Right. I feel like this is information that we just want to, understand, absorb, think on it, sleep on it, just, and like you said, we want to do this over lunch. So maybe you're eating at the same time you're chewing on your food, but at the same time you're chewing on some really deep thoughts, deep and fun and exciting and engaging. I mean, we'll see how it's going to come along, right? Because what we did last year was just a pre-game, right? We were pre-gaming, testing it out. And this year we got together, got super serious about it. We brainstormed the name. We created a logo. We created a description to our events. Did we create the year-long plan of
Yes, we
topics?
did. We have topics for all the different sessions. And of course, we'll remain flexible based on your feedback. So if there are any topics you want us to cover, certainly welcome feedback and comments. And we might bring in some guests and folks to share their expertise. But I think what is important for me is that everyone is busy. And the idea behind Chew on This is that it's bite-sized. So something you can chew, something that you can take, put into practice that same day or next day. And or as you listen to us, you can start doing some of the things that we are discussing here. So I think to me that's really important, is that from idea to practice, we want to shorten that distance, because at the end of the day, it's about progress, about movement, and about making things happen.
Absolutely. I liked how you said from idea to progress, because technically that's what stops most people from becoming successful or from starting that new venture or from building a business, right? Because everyone has ideas, right? There are too many ideas in the world, but there is too little execution of these ideas, right? And I feel like if we're talking about cracking a code of becoming successful, right, it's actually shortened the time span between your idea and execution. Vlada, you know what? I think I cracked the code of LinkedIn Live and our new software. I think we're live. Not sure if we can see people asking us questions, but if you guys want to ask us questions, we will see them after the stream, and we'll be able to answer the questions. But we have started as if we think the audience knows us. I feel like a lot of people know us, but why don't we kick it off with a short, quick introduction, and then we talk about our intriguing topic, intriguing and very important, building personal brand. Vlada, why don't you go next? What should people know about you? Top things.
Top things. I am originally from Ukraine. I live in Miami, and I'm a tech founder and CEO. I jumped my corporate career that I've built over a number of years of strategy consulting into entrepreneurship, and went from idea to exit, building a really exciting product with a big mission to help parents and teachers become partners in the kids' education. Called ClassTag. We sold that business to an amazing company called School Status this summer. And certainly excited to see the impact continue to grow. What I am really thrilled about is of course helping other entrepreneurs go from idea to exit, especially those non-evident or not unlikely founders. I say female leaders, other minority founders, immigrant founders, etc.
I love it. I love it. Is everything okay over there? I heard the
Yes,
alarm
I
going.
know. No emergency. No
No
emergency.
emergencies, no emergencies, right? That's amazing. I love Vlada. First of all, of course, we are friends, but also Vlada is an amazing founder and so giving, right? It's like I like to believe that I'm radically curious. I think Vlada is a radical giver, right? So founders are really lucky to have you as an advisor, a mentor. I know that you're doing advising and mentoring, so this is great. Yeah. So about me, I'm also a founder. I am also from Ukraine. I started my journey like very early. Like I'm a street smart founder because I started my company when I was 21. I started as a language English teacher, and then I built a language school that later on pivoted into English for IT. This is a very unique and niche service that we cater to tech professionals and tech companies. So we work with tech companies. And what we do, we organize workforce training solutions for tech companies. I'm also a social media influencer. It happens so I have 500,000 followers on Instagram. My expert blog is on teaching English in a fun and educate. Like it's I call it edutainment, education and entertainment, because I like the way I deliver my content is bite-sized but super fun as well. And yeah, so I am really excited to help people figure out how they should build their personal brand and share the knowledge that I gained, because I'm a firm believer that if you're not sharing what you know, you are not going to progress in your life, because like you just have to empty that space, like right, you have to create that space so that you can absorb new knowledge. So how do you create this space? You just share, right? You share the knowledge that you have with other people, you empower them, and then you empower yourself with knowledge that you want to get from the outer world. And I'm really excited about today's topic because Vlada is on
You are the expert, so
Vlada,
I can.
yeah, Vlada is on a mission to become, you're on a mission to become an influencer. And I really love what you're doing. And so I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your journey, because obviously, like, I don't know all the steps, like all the things that you're going through. So my suggestion is, why don't we, first of all, people can't be having their lunch forever, right? So we have to be very mindful about
Yes.
time.
On the dot.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we have like a fireside chat, right, with questions?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go first, Anna, and you're going to have up to 3 minutes to answer.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do we have a person watching the timer?
Yes, I'm watching the timer right here, and I'm going to be strict. So the first question I have for you is, I think very important for someone just getting started. How in the world do you figure out what your niche is and what your unique value proposition is?
Wow, right away, a deep question, Vlad. Okay, how do you figure out? Well, I kind of feel that it's a little bit of a philosophical question, because if you know what you want, then it's easy for you, right? So the primary thing is to figure out what you're good at and what you want, right? So whether, like, let's say you are an exit founder, and what do you want to share about now, right? You're exit founder, you can't share about your company that you just exited, for example, right? So but what is that? Do you want to share your personal story, how you build the business, right? So do you want to be more of like a motivational influencer, motivational speaker, or do you want to be more of an expert speaker and telling people how to actually exit your company, right? Like very specific niche. Because technically, I believe we are experts in many things, and this is up to us to figure out what exactly is the biggest expertise for us that we are ready to share with the world. Yeah, so try to look inside and just understand what is that I want to share about, and yeah, am I comfortable sharing about this? Because it may be many things. Like, for example, for me, on my Instagram, I share about my sports. Like, I'm an expert. Yeah, I'm not a fitness coach, but I'm an expert. I believe so, right? It motivates other people. I share, how I cook, because I like cooking, right? It's like my business journey. So there are many things. So it's up to you to decide. So make a list of 5 things that you think you can share with other people, and then see, like, prioritize them, and then top one can be your main one, and but you can also talk about all five, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's great advice. So to sum it up, 5 areas that you want to build your sort of brand about, and then you feel passionate about, or you feel that you have specific expertise in. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Amazing.
the main I would say goal for every human being is to know exactly what they want, right? To understand themselves. So that's your personal development task.
Right. And I think also understanding perhaps what you're building this for, right? Sort of what is that vision that you're building towards, and how your current expertise. I think I've heard someone recently talk about living in the future, right? And so if you're building something, you're building towards something, and then you have to already start sharing things that are relevant in that regard, right?
Yeah, I like this. I think having future vision is really important. And yeah, like whenever you're starting something, think how it's gonna, what's it gonna be like in the future? Will the future you or future customers really need? Will really need what you're building right now? Yeah, that's a really like a scaling perspective on things.
Awesome. All right, your turn. Under 3 minutes. Well done, Nana.
Under 3 minutes. So Vlada, I know, yeah, like I said, you are getting into the whole influencer personal brand thing, right? So how did you decide to do this? Like, how did you technically decide to start building your personal brand, and why now?
Yeah, great question, Nana, and something I've recently certainly explored. So 3 reasons, 3 minutes, 3 reasons. Number one is, I think when you sell a business, and I'm not alone here, you do a lot of soul searching, right? There is an emptiness that's created, and so I think some folks launch a business or do a variety of other things or go travel the world. I think for me, it was a reflection of, I want to start something. And in the past, my brand was tightly knit and tightly associated with the company that I've built over 8 years. And so I think it was a natural step as an exited founder to say, hey, who am I without the company? What do I really stand for? Where am my expertise in? And I think that that was a venture, if you will, that I wanted to start upon selling the business. Number two is really the idea of challenging myself and getting outside of my comfort zone. I know that the only way one can grow is by expanding what you can do. And when I ask myself what I am most afraid of, I said it's video. I don't. Yes, camera. And the ironic thing was that actually my very first job was a news presenter on the local TV. Yeah, but it was quite some time ago.
Going back to phase,
Yeah, going back, right? And I think what is interesting is that I certainly have done that, but having the success, having the baggage of, hey, this is what I am now. I'm a serious person. I've learned all of these things. I've accomplished these things. Sometimes it's hard to go back to those basics, right? And so I think for me, the idea of challenging myself was really key. And I asked myself, what do I suck at? What I don't know how to do, don't feel comfortable. That was video. And here I am on a live stream on LinkedIn.
I love this. I love this. Yeah, actually, I think a lot of founders would resonate with your story, that your personal brand was not your personal brand, it was your company brand, right? So it's quite interesting, because like there are a lot of founders who live the same kind of like journey, right? Like focusing on the company, because not everyone likes to be on camera, even though you were on TV back in the day. But you probably liked it too, I guess, because you came back to it. So you see, like the universe is bringing you back to where you belong. But a lot of people, they're like, they're never on camera. They don't like it. They don't like to be public, and that's they like to be, they like privacy. But I believe that in our like really like modern business world, personal brand, like, I mean, it's not only about your ego, because let's face it, building a personal brand, this is like satisfying your ego too, right? So like, I mean, I would say that probably first of all is like satisfying your ego, like you're building yourself like to be like a sort of a celebrity in your circle, but not only that, it also helps your business, right? It drives business. And that's, I mean, I actually regret not starting building my personal brand online earlier, because like, I'm pretty sure I would have been able to bring my company to a whole different level by now. But yeah, so that's like, that's the modern reality.
Yeah, 100%. And that's my third point, that it really brings the kind of people, you have a personal brand, whether you want it or not. But if you build it intentionally, it brings all sorts of opportunities your way, with the company you're building, with the network you're building, just surrounding yourself with really like-minded people. Because even in my early journey, I've already seen the power of this, and it's certainly very rewarding.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I love it. This is just an opportunity to connect with the other people and to show who you really are. Like you said, whether you want it or not, you do have a personal brand. It's just a matter of like how many people are in your circle. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Number 2, Anna. I have seen you masterfully integrating creating content into your daily routine. In fact, just yesterday we were driving and Anna was recording, recording a video. How do you do it?
Okay, how do I do it? Well, I'm loving it. First of all, I think. Well, it's not. I think it's the fact. You have to love what you do, then you can create many things, and you do it with pleasure. You enjoy doing things, right? So you really have to find what you can love about creating content, because I mean, you as a beginner in this whole thing, for you, it's like super difficult. It was super difficult for me too. Writing, for example, writing a post, not like creating a video, but writing a post back in the day when it was just the beginning of the journey. I'm like, oh my God, it's like 1 hour and I'm writing like a post, right? So that's like that was challenging. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But I believe that you really have to find what you like about what you do, right? And like for me, for example, it was actually my childhood dream, because I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a performer when I was a kid. So what I did when I was like 4 years old, I would be like singing and performing in front of my grandparents and their friends, senior friends, and they would be like giving me flowers. I would be like on the like not imaginary, but like the made up stage. So, and then when I started creating content, I realized that this is me making the little Anna.
This is your stage.
Yeah, this is my stage, and this is me making this little Anna happy and making her dream come true. And that is why content is never like a burden for me. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's a burden, like when you're emotionally drained, for example, creating content is impossible. Or if it's possible, you're hurting yourself. So never do this, by the way. Yeah, so technically that's kind of like realizing what you like. So for me, it was like realizing that was my childhood dream. For somebody else, that can be something else. But I believe that when you like something, then it's not a burden for you and it doesn't look like a task. So how do you integrate it into your life? If it doesn't look like a task for you, then it can be easily integrated into your life. And the best way, of course, of integration is habit, making it a habit, right? So it can be, I don't know, you can pick certain part of the day when you do it, or just like, don't even worry about certain part of the day. Make it be spontaneous, right? Because the best content we create is these spontaneous moments. Like we were driving with you, and I like pulled up the phone and I started recording a video right there while you were telling me a story. That was a little bit rude, so I apologize. But I mean, I just probably also wanted to show you, like, this is how you do it. Like, you don't look for the perfect moment. You might be just like walking on the street and you had this brilliant thought. You can pull up your phone and just record a 30-second video, and there you go. So I believe, yeah. So like, to sum it up, understanding why you love it and finding that why you love it, and also don't worry about making it perfect. Just be spontaneous and do it anytime you have this amazing thought that you want to share with the crowd.
Super. That's very insightful. And I think the more you do it, the more ideas you have, right? That's the other thing, is that then you start seeing those, oh, this is a great idea. That is a great idea. It never, until I started doing it, I had no ideas.
Well, tell me about actually, I wanted to ask you, so you've been on this content creation journey for a few months already, and I've seen your progress. You're doing great. But what has for someone who is just starting out, what's the most challenging for you, and how do you overcome these content challenges?
Yeah, I would say just everything takes long. And of course, we're all very busy. And I think just having patience with yourself, I think that was tough, and not giving up. And even if it takes a while to edit that first video or record that video, or if it takes a while to write that post, I think just having patience with yourself and knowing that every next thing you do will be a little bit better than the prior one. And I think just being kind, I guess, to yourself. That's what I would say. That was the most challenging part beyond the technical aspects of just making it happen.
Yeah, so being kind, yeah, definitely, because that's kind of how you can kill the whole motivation and enthusiasm, right? When you think, oh, I can't do it, I don't know, like I have all this negative self-talk. By the way, Vlada, are you practicing positive self-talk when creating content?
I have not. Tell me more.
Well, that's kind of like what I just said. Every time you have this negative thought about in the moment of creating content, or let's say you created content and it didn't work the way you wanted, and the first thing you have is a negative thought, right? You have all these negative thoughts, and that's like you negatively talking to yourself. So every time you have that, just switch it to a positive thought, and try to see how you can switch your negative talk into a positive talk, and try to see a silver lining, even if there was some negative thing in there.
Yes, absolutely. Well, asking about that, how do you stay consistent, right? That's a biggest newbie challenge, because most folks I listen to, they all say consistency is the number one rule for growth. And certainly we all like things moving up and to the right. How do you do it?
Yeah, definitely. Consistency is the key. And I would say that if people are trying to sell you on the idea of, becoming secrets of becoming a content creator, or secrets of becoming an influencer, there's only one secret, and I'm going to give it for free here. Yeah. And there are no other secrets. It's consistency, because the way social media works and the way algorithms work, it's about consistency. So for example, my success story from last year, I started TikTok from scratch. I created a brand new account, and I was really pissed off that I only had 10,000 followers on Instagram. And people were like, oh, Anna, your videos are so cool. Why do you have so few followers? I'm like, can you please stop telling me this? So I acted kind of from, I think my anger like, I was like, I became like really angry. I'm like, this is so true. Like, this is not fair. I'm going to change it. So I created a brand new account on TikTok, and I continue growing my Instagram account with 10K followers. And so in this account on TikTok, so I gave myself a deadline. I said, in 3 months, this account should have 100,000 followers. And I'm gonna, and I said, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post at least one video every day. No excuses, no weekend off, no parties. I have a headache and things like that. I'm gonna post one video a day or more for the next 3 months, 90 days. And in 30 days, my account started growing, and I had actually more than 100,000 followers in 3 months. I had like, I think 200,000 or close to 200,000, but it started working in a month of like consistent content creation, right? There is always like the result of this consistent content creation. But like I said, I posted videos every day. And this is not only like, I haven't invented this, like I didn't crack this algorithm. This is how social media works. And I used to be at one of the events with another influencer. He has 6 million followers in TikTok. And he said that he posts like 4 or 5 videos every day. And they are not expert videos. They're just like random fun. I mean, he's super young, like 18 years old. So like he posts like super, I don't know, like some random things, something funny, something, I don't know, amusing and things like that. And he was able to grow his audience. It's worldwide, based of like being consistent and like posting a lot. So yeah, so like if you wanna, test the theory, just join the challenge.
Yes, absolutely. It's and that's I think the number one thing is to build it into your routine. And I think that goes back to having a plan, especially when you're starting out. I think.
Yeah, tell me how do you have a content plan? Do you have do you create a content plan, or do you delegate your content creation? How does it work for you, being, considering it's really hard at the beginning? And so what do you do?
Well, I thought it's really important for me to do it myself, because that's, I think, the easiest way to learn, because you're the closest to it, and you just by creating it and putting so much of your personal time, you really are in it, watching what happens and looking at analytics and things like that, and feedback that comes back to you. So I think for me, it was important that I start myself and go through the pain of building it. I think that the other aspect is having a plan, right? So going back to those 5 areas you talked about, that's something I've mapped out. I do use quite a bit of AI to help me with that. And of course, we all know some of the narrow moments of AI was navigating and
enhancing and navigating, enhancing, mastering. But Vlada, we did have the stream talking about AI, but I think we should do it again, because I know that you're more advanced at at AI than I am. I want to learn from you, first of all, but also I'm pretty sure you have like new tools that we can share. So we should definitely talk about that very soon.
Awesome. Well, I think that folks are maybe wrapping up their lunch, but let's do rapid fire top 3 pieces of advice for someone looking to build their magnetic brand in tech.
Okay, so technically I would say that, first of all, you start today. This is advice number 1. Start today, because having that idea, again, going back to what you said at the beginning of the show, right? Having the idea but only thinking about it is not going to do you any good. So start today. Create this account, create a new account if you don't have it, or just like create the first video. Number 2, start a challenge, right? Challenge yourself, like I did. 3 months, 30 days, 30 days of what you're going to do, and no excuses, right? And I would say number three, work on your confidence, whatever it might take, because I don't know the level of your confidence, but like confidence is everything, not only in life, but in content creation even more, and becoming public, being on camera. So think about this. Where exactly do you like, or how do you improve your boost your confidence, right? And yeah, just do it. What are your top three?
Well, I need to add to yours. I agree certainly with all three, but number one is no one cares. You think that every video you put on and share with the world, people are going to discuss, they're going to look at it. If you don't say something the way you want, or don't appear the way you want, nobody cares, right? At the end of the day, it's going to take a really massive audience and a lot of attention to your persona for people to deeply care. So I think that it's just limiting yourself, thinking that everything, that everyone is, all eyes are on you, right? I think that's number one. Number two is that perfection is a dream. The only way you get to perfection is by putting in reps, right? And we talked about that. And you get confident with actually doing the reps. And I heard actually Tony Robbins just yesterday on a podcast talk about a basketball player who became one of the best in the world, but 90% of his shots he made in practice, right? Or even 95%, only 5% he did in the actual playing field. And so everything is like this, right? The more reps you put in, the better you become, and that's where your confidence comes in. And if you record 100 videos and not even post them, that already makes you so much better than like in my case, posting videos wasn't an organic thing for me, or creating videos. So I just had to challenge myself to put my very first video live, and that's it, and just live with it. But everyone finds their own way to get in the reps, right? I think that's the number two. And number three is I think it is about figuring out what you love about it, right? And trying to outsource other things that you don't, right? So, for example, the part that brings me most joy so far about the social media is actually the SEO Unboxed podcast, because I get to talk to some amazing people, and I actually have a legit reason to ask them to spend an hour with me so I can pick their brain and get deep into various things that they do in their business, in their personal development with their kids as parents, and variety of other topics I'm interested in. So I think leaning into what you find exciting and you're loving, that's a big part of it.
I love this. Yeah, I also wanted to add to what you said, connecting with other people who are already doing this, finding a community, or finding a mentor, or just generally shortlisting a few people who you like, and you can watch them and you can learn just like by observing. Because I think that the power skill, right? The power skill of observation is underrated, right? I learned so much, not only from formal courses, right, or workshops or mentors or coaches, but I learned so much by just genuinely observing what other people are doing or what other companies are doing, and learning from that. And that's like the truly important but underrated skill, I feel. Yeah, but another underrated skill is, of course, being on time, right, Vlada?
Exactly, it's being on time. And I think we talked about 40 minutes or so. We are right on time with that. And I just want to say thank you to Anna, who's been a true inspiration and help for me in my journey. And
thank you.
Just jam-packed with ideas and insights. And she has an answer to pretty much every question you might have about
to pretty much every Instagram reel possible. Thank you, Vlada, for your kind words. Thank you for your kind words. And I'm very excited about your journey. It's just, pleasant to watch how determined you are. And every time, I'm learning from you how, you are. So it's just amazing to observe how a person who is successful already, achieved, established, achieved many things, and this person is starting something from scratch, technically going back to this child mentality, right? Becoming a child again when you're not a child anymore. Well, definitely not. And just observing this journey. And you can definitely, I mean, personally for me, I learn from you, like how you overcome these obstacles. And especially, like, you don't have this like necessity to do it, right? This is more based on the desire and like just expanding your comfort zone, because what you're doing, what we're all doing with building personal brand, it's expanding our comfort zone, right? And I'm not even saying like going out, we are expanding it, right? So, and that's something that definitely helps us grow. So this is very exciting. So yeah, thank you for sharing the journey.
Amazing. Well, chew on it. It's a great episode full of different tips and ideas from someone who's a pro, someone who's a beginner, and would love to hear back from you guys about any questions you have, and also share your own journeys in building personal brands in tech.
Yeah, tell us in the comments if you are building your personal brand or not. And if you are, what are the challenges and what are your wins already? Thanks, everyone. Till the next time. Till next Thursday, 1 p.m. EST. We are back talking wisdom and sharing love.